now we finally kind of worked our way a little bit to when you got your Illustrator Pikachu. So
Mhm.
you had to trade a couple cards for that, but I mean, you can let people know. I mean, obviously, I guess price points for back then you could talk about now, like what that card was valued at, if you
So
want.
uh, it was valued at, I would say, around $10,000. And the collector in Canada, he purchased two of them. So he purchased one, and it was eventually, it had a few marks on the back, and he got it authenticated. And then he turned around and purchased another for roughly $9,000 or $10,000, if memory serves me right. And he graded that one an 8. So he had two of them. I reached out to him and said, "Hey, this is my holy grail, like many others, I assume." And I was like, "Is there anything that we can do to work, to do a trade to make this happen?" And he said, "Yeah," and he parted with the authentic copy, and I sent him a PSA. I think it was a PSA 9, first edition base set Charizard, the Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos phone cards with the original envelopes
Wow.
from the Tropical Mega Battle,
Yeah.
my SSB number 3, and my Kangaskhan PSA 10. Those are the ones that I remember.
Wow.
And I traded those for the Illustrator. And what I loved about that moment to me is it's right in the card game's name, right? Trading card game. That
Yep.
perfectly encapsulated what that game was about. And that was just to trade and collect with other like-minded people. And that to me was just the pinnacle of trading.
Yeah. So when you got that Illustrator Pikachu just for the first time and you were holding in your hand, like, I feel like when you're holding that card, you have to, in your head, say, I made it to the top of the mountain, right? Because when I think about Pokemon and I think about, like, yeah, people will be like, oh, the Charizard base set, first edition PSA 10. And it's like, no, like, that's not the top of the mountain. The Illustrator Pikachu is. And this is the crazy thing is I'm not like a huge trophy card fan because I just can't afford them. Like, that's
Right.
the big thing. But you were able to, grind in, and this is why your story it should be a movie someday, because you worked your way up from a kid, washing dishes on a summer job, saving his money up to get, secret, super secret battle Mewtwo, to working your way up to multiple Kangaskhan or trophy Kangaskhan's. You graded a 10. You worked your way to the top of the mountain to this Illustrator Pikachu. Like, when you had that card in your hand for the first time, did you think, I've made it? Or were you still with the mindset of, now I need to just continue to acquire more cards and continue to grow my collection?
When I held it, first of all, I couldn't believe it. Like, that was just something so special to me. I remember coming home. I think I was in class, and I remember driving home and knowing that the package was there to open up. And I remember opening that up, and I was just absolutely amazed by it, because this is the thing that you see in magazines and starting to pop up online in places, and it was just really special. And at the time, no one knew how many existed. There were rumors that, it was X number, or it was this. And I feel like, I don't know how antiquated my knowledge is, but I think the number settled around 39 copies for the 3 different events that they held.
Yep, that's about the number 39.
And I remember also posting an article about, I had a person who spoke Japanese translate some of the original stuff that I dug up, and I think I posted that, and that kind of led to the people discovering, and eventually someone came out with the actual number of it. But yeah, so I opened that up, and I was just floored. But that was not in my mind like the end of it. I'm like, okay, cool, I got the pinnacle of it, now let's go get the other stuff.